Hi, I'm Pam Cullen from 3 Mile Pond Girl Creates, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Augusta, Maine. And today I'm going to show you how I made this split lattice card. And the inspiration from this card came from one of our team members. Our Ingenuity Inkers team does monthly swap cards, and our challenge for last month was to do a fun fold card. And MJ Owen, one of the ladies on our team, sent this card as her swap, and I think it's just a gorgeous card. She always does really, really beautiful work on all of her cards, and this one's no exception. So this is her card, and she used the Dainty Delight, which we're going to be using that, and then she put this really pretty bumblebee on here and a butterfly. And her card is a little bit different than the one I'm actually going to show you today. Hers, you open up, and she put this nice embossing on the inside, and probably used that alphabet a la mode dies to spell out the spring here, which is really, really cute. And then inside, she put a nice little pocket and some Shasta Daisy seeds. So I think this card has a lot of interest. It's really, really a great card. So that's what got me thinking about my card. However, mine, I changed up a little bit. And so I am not... I did use the same coloring for her leaves and flowers because I thought that was really, really pretty. And that this is that new moody mauve color that we have, and old olive, and then of course the basic white and daffodil delight for the centers of the daisies. So my card is not going to include the pocket or the seeds, but when I do my description and put it on my blog, I will give all of the instructions for how to do the seed packet on the inside if you'd like to do that if you recreate this card. So I wanted my card front to have a little bit more stability to it, so I switched my colors up. So we're going to be using boho blue, which is another one of the new in colors, and I put on the inside, I used a piece of crumb cake on the background to kind of, she had used the crumb cake, and I thought the blue and the crumb cake looked really pretty with this, so I just reversed my colors a little bit, used the blue with a little bit of crumb cake on the inside, and I just think that it allows the card to stand up a little bit better. But I understand why she didn't do it on her card, because that would have been a lot of layers on that with the packet on the inside. So her card is beautiful just the way it is. I just kind of wanted to make this one my own. So then I just made a regular inside to my card and put this "Every Thoughts of You Makes Me Smile" on the inside. So this, like I said, this card looks like it's difficult, but it's really not. You know, it's really not. And so I'm going to walk you through step by step how to do this. And let me show you the products that we're going to be using first. So these are the Dainty Delight dies, and they're really, really great because it gives you a lot of leaves, a lot of flowers. So we're going to be using this piece here, this vine piece, and I cut 2 of those for that out of the old olive. And then we're using this is the centerpiece, and I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's the circles and then these kind of triangle pieces as well. So this die cuts out 4 for your centers. Then the daisy die, where's my daisy die here? Where's my daisy die? Maybe it's stuck down here. So anyway, there's a daisy die that cuts out all of these cute daisies, and you can see that the center has a little indentation in there, so you wouldn't necessarily have to use that centerpiece if you didn't want to on that. And then the butterflies, there's 2 pieces to the butterfly, kind of layering pieces, And this is not included in this die set. These little butterflies come from the meadow dies. And so I will have all these products that I use, all the colors, all the dimensions, over on my website at 3 Mile Pond Girl Creates. So everything else is these meadow dies except for the little butterfly. And so this, oh, here's my daisy. It fell off the thing. So this is the daisy die right here. And there's another one that's a half daisy, which is really cute too. So this is the half daisy and the whole daisy here. So I'm glad we found that. So this Dainty Delight, this is the stamp set that goes along with that, and this is a carryover from the catalog, from the old catalog to the new catalog, which I'm really glad, because this was really popular, and it's a really nice set with all these florals and these special, and all of these sentiments are really nice. I love that celebrate you and the thank you for your kindness. So this is a great set. So we're not using anything from the stamp set, only the dies today. So our sentiments are coming from the Country Bouquet, which is another one that carried over, and we're using this little With Love sentiment for the front of our card. And then the Textured Floral stamp set, I took this Every Thought of You Makes Me Smile. I really liked that sentiment. So those are the two sentiment stamps that we're going to be using. So let me show you the products that we're going to be using. We have our card base of Boho Blue that is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. We have our piece of 5 1/2, 4 1/4 for underneath our lattice. We have a 5 1/4 by 4 basic white for our inside piece, a little piece of scrap for our centers and our butterfly in Daffodil Delight. And then the vines are cut, 2 of those vines are cut in Old Olive cardstock. So that's all the pieces that we need. So let's get started making our lattice. So you have your regular card base here. And so we're going to bring in our trimmer, and we're going to cut 3 1/4 inches off one of the sides of our card front. Let me bring this in, make sure we're in. Yep, you can see what I'm doing here. So we're going to go to 3 1/4, and we're going to cut that right off. So then you're going to have a piece that looks like this. And so we're going to then take these pieces, and you're going to cut these, you're going to cut 5 1/2-inch pieces by 4 1/4. So it's going to be a 1/2 inch by 4 1/4. And again, don't worry, all of these measurements will be on my website. And so now I'm going to just take my trimmer again, and I'm going to cut those 5 strips at a 1/2 inch. And when we get done, we're going to have a little piece left over that we're going to cut. I just eyeballed it and guessed, and then cut that in half. So I'll show you in just a minute when we get our 5 pieces done. There we go. So there's our 5 pieces that are going to be our lattice pieces for going horizontally on our card. And then this last bit of last piece that we have is going to, I'm just going to try to line that up in the channel here and cut it as close to in half as I can. So there we go. So here's our 2 pieces that are going, whoops, sorry, that are 2 pieces that are going to go on the sides. So let me show you how we're going to do this, the next step. So the next step is to take a piece of washi tape, any washi tape. As you can see, this is Christmas washi tape, but it'll work if I can find the end here. There we go. Okay, so you're going to take your washi tape and have a fairly long strip of that. And the washi tape is great because it's sticky, but it's not terribly sticky, so you can make some adjustments. So you're going to try to find the center of this as close as you can on this flap and stick your washi tape down there. I think we've got that pretty close. Let me see if I can get it a little straighter. There we go. All right, so now your washi tape is going to be sticky side up. Still don't think I have that straight, but I think we can still do this. So then you're going to take a couple of your heavier blocks. Like I have 2 of these big E blocks, and so we're going to take one to hold down the top of our card here, and then we're going to take another one to hold that washi tape down here. Whoops. Sticky enough to get me stuck here. All right, let's see if we can do this again. So then we're going to put this down here away from our working space a little bit, because now we're going to start lining up those pieces of lattice going across the card. So I'm going to start on the bottom, and I'm going to put that first piece right even with the bottom of my card base. And you might have to keep pulling that washi a little bit tight as you're doing this, because it wiggles around a little bit. So then I'm going to put the next one, and I'm going to just leave a little bit of a space at the top, maybe 1/8 of an inch of space at the top. And then I'm going to do, see what I mean? It wiggles around a little bit, but we'll get it here. So then I'm going to put the one in the center, kind of, and you're going to line your pieces up side to side on the edge of your base here. And then we'll fill in with those other 2, trying to kind of get them evenly spaced on here. And then the last one right here. And then if we need to, after we get this done, we can make some adjustments to it. Whoops. All right, so that looks pretty even to me. So now, I'm going to put this back down here a little bit. So now we're going to take those other 2 strips that are going to actually hold, they're going to be what holds this together. And I'm going to take a little bit of my liquid glue. I've been having trouble with, yeah, that's the messy glue. So we're going to try this one. And I'm going to just put some little bits of glue, just a very little bit, because your paper's not that big that you're going to be using for the lattice. And so I'm going to put those pieces, just little dots of glue on there, and then we'll stick this piece down. And I just kept a little bit at the top, but that's totally up to you. You can leave as much at the top as you want to. And it's a little bit too long, so we can trim that off when we get done. And I like to use the liquid glue because it gives you time to make adjustments to that, and this little bit of glue on the edge there will dry clear. So that's one side, and then we'll do the same thing on this other side. See what I mean? Even with that little bit of glue, it was still squishing out a little bit, so you just want a very little bit of that liquid glue. So then we'll try to line this one up the same as that one, up and down and side to side. There we go. So we'll just give that a little minute to set there. And then we're going to go ahead and take our washi tape off the back of that, and we should have our lattice piece all together there. So now we'll just open this up and carefully peel that washi tape off the back. And there we go. There's our lattice for the front. See how easy that was? That's not hard to do at all. So now we're just going to take our paper snips and we're going to cut this even on the bottom here. And there we have our basic card now. So then we can take our piece of crumb cake, and you could also, and I thought about doing that, is to emboss this piece of crumb cake. So you could run that through your an embossing folder and put that on, and that would give you one more layer of texture on this card if you wanted that. Just to, it does, a lot of it doesn't show through, but it would just be nice to if you wanted to add that. So now I'm going to just take more liquid glue and we're just going to add some to attach that piece of crumb cake to our card. See how we look there. Yep. Get this a little there, and if you have a like I've got a little edge right there, so I'm going to just take my snips again and I'm just going to trim that little piece off the bottom there. There we go. Okay, so now we're ready to put our vines and our daisies on here. So what I did with these is I just took some mini glue dots, our mini glue dots, and I just stuck, let's find one here. Where are you? There we go. So I just stuck a glue dot on this piece right here because I wanted to tuck, oh, it's on my finger. I wanted to tuck this piece underneath. I wanted to hide this. So I just kind of tucked those. I'm going to have to move this down a little. That end piece. So I just kind of made that fit together, and it's not really going to show because as you can see from this one, there's I put a daisy up there, so it's going to kind of hide that you know, where we put the glue dots. So then I'm going to put another glue dot on this this one over here. And then we'll just attach those two ends together as well. Go. And then I just took a couple of more glue dots and just the daisies are going to hold it on this side, so I wasn't too concerned about that, but I did stick one or two under here just for a little more stability on that. There's one there. Stampin'. I'm using a weeding tool because it's my favorite picky tool. My official name, picky tool. But Stampin' Up, I'm so excited because Stampin' Up just came out with a new accessory to the Take Your Pick tool, and it has one of these as one of the attachments. And so I have that on my next order, so I'll be using that one going forward. But right now I use this one. Okay, so now I think we can go ahead and start putting on our daisies. And so I have this little container. I use those balance breaks for a snack, and it was a great tool to hold my daisies and my centers and my butterfly. So so I have put all of the centers on except for a couple because I wanted to show you how I did it, but I didn't want you to have to wait and watch me do all these, put all these glue dots on these daisy centers. So I have 2 left that we'll do together here, and then we'll put our butterfly together. So again, I just took my glue dots, and it's perfect because these little centers fit perfectly on a glue dot. So I just set them on the glue dot and then peel that glue dot off and put the centers on. And that seemed to work the best. Difficult part is picking those little centers up. So then again, see, just put it right in the center of that glue dot and then peel it back and stick it right on your daisy. All right, so we have all of those ready to go now. So then we're going to use mini dimensionals to attach the daisies to our vine here. Because again, the mini dimensional fits just right on the back of these daisies. Oops. Come on. There we go. All right, we're almost done. Okay, so then you just peel the backs off these. So I'm going to put one of those daisies right on the top here, because that, like I said, that's going to hide those stems and where we glued those 2 pieces together. And then I'll do another one on this bottom piece down here, and then we'll just build on these. Whoops, I think I missed one white daisy. We have one more to go here, and you can put these on any way you want to if you're creating this card. This is just a suggestion how I did it, but you're certainly free to. All right, I need one more mini dimensional here, and then that last daisy right here. There. Then I just took a little bit of glue, because this is a little bit tricky to glue this butterfly together. So I just used a very little bit of glue on those larger pieces, and then line those up. And stuck that down. tried to stick that down. Let's see if I can pick this up. It's too little. There we go. Now let's see if we can get this together. Here we go. There we go. And again, I just used one mini dimensional on that. Sorry if you hear heavy breathing. It's my dog, Frank. He's coming in and out of the room. So, let's see. It looks like I did it upside down the other. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which way is which. So, we'll see. All right. So the last thing that we need to do is do our stamping, our sentiments. So we're going to go ahead and use some black Memento ink to stamp. Grab it. Sorry. And we're going to use Memento black ink on both the front sentiment and the inside sentiment. And hopefully, since I've got this all together, that we're going to get a good stamp on this. So I'm going to put that, which one, here or here? I think we'll put it right here. All right, there we go. Phew. It's always scary when you get everything done and if your stamp doesn't come out right. What you could do actually, if you wanted to, is when you were lining up your lattices, once you got that part done, you could stamp this. And if you didn't get it stamped the way you wanted it, you could just cut another 1/2 inch by 4 1/4 piece and stick that in there with a different sentiment on it. So that would be another way to do it if you don't feel comfortable to stamp it once it's all done, is to just stamp it while you're in the lattice making process. And so then we're just going to stamp our inside sentiment, and I should have my, I thought I brought it over here, but I don't see it. I should technically have my mat, my Pierce mat here to get, because this is a photopolymer stamp, and this is a big sentiment that we're using, so hopefully it's going to come out all right. I'm actually going to turn it over and do it this way. What I like to do with the Memento black ink is to twist it a little bit at first and then tap it. So let's see how we do here. I'm going to put it up a little bit so there's still room to write your message underneath that. There, that came out pretty good considering we didn't have our, but I would recommend that when, especially when you're using a larger sentiment stamp or a larger stamp with a photopolymer, it's always good to put that extra cushion underneath there just so you get a good impression on your stamp. So now we just need to glue this to the inside of our card, and we're going to be done. So again, I will put all of MJ, so you can go over and check out her website, and she does YouTube videos and stuff, so I will put a link to her blog on my blog underneath with all these measurements, so you can go over and check out her great work. And I also, again, will put in the description for this, the way to make the seed packet portion of that if you want to do it that way. So this is our card for today, and I hope you like it, and I hope you give it a try yourself. And if you do, I would love to see pictures of how yours came out and what you came out with for design. So thank you so much for stopping by today. And if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. And if you'd like a new catalog, just reach out to me. I'd be happy to send you one. And if you want to join the team, I would love to have you on my team. We have a lot of fun, and we do swaps and we do all kinds of things. So if you're interested in that, it's always a great time to join Stampin' Up! And you get discounts on your products and early releases and pre-orders on things. So if that's something that you're interested in, just reach out. I'd love to chat with you about that. So thank you again for stopping by my channel. I appreciate it so much. And if you are watching this and you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love it if you did that. And if you click the little bell, you'll get a notification every time I post a new video. So thanks so much, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.